Good morning, students. Today our topic is Python string, and this is Python string part 2. And in this lecture we are going to discuss some built-in functions or methods regarding to Python string. So first of all, iterating through a string. So we can iterate through a string using a for loop, and here's a small example to count the number of else in a string here. So you can easily see here that is a program. Count is equal to 0 for letter in hello world. If letter is equal to L, then count plus is equal to 1 and print count is equal to letter found. That is a small program here. First of all, we take a variable count and initialize it with 0. You can easily see here. And then there is a loop for letters in hello world. Letter is a variable and we have to find out the particular letter in hello world. And here you can easily see that the third statement, if letter is equal to L. So we have to find out the number of L's in this string. So we just write a condition if letter is equal to L. Then there is an increment in the variable of count if the condition is found to be true, and that statement attached to the if statement. If letter is equal to L, then count plus is equal to 1. It means that if condition is found to be true, then there is an increment in the variable of count. And just after the print statement, you can easily see here just after the count statement, you can easily see here there is a print statement waiting for us, and print count letters found. So it means whatever the final value of the count will be printed here. It means in this string we can easily see here L is found to be 3 times here. So our final answer is 3 letters found. So this is a program in which we have to find out the number of appearance of L, number of times the appearance of L in the string hello world. And always remember that space is also considered as a character of a particular string. So hello world contain basically 11 characters here, including space. Hello contain 5 characters, then world contain also 5 characters, then 5 plus 5 is equal to 10, and 1 is for space. Then hello world contain total 11 characters here. So and we take here count variable because we have to count is equal to 0 because of the garbage value. We don't want to store garbage in variable count, so we just initialize it with 0 and take garbage and take a count is equal to 0 here. And if is a part of the for loop, you can easily see here. So first of all, first character will be checked that it is L or not. If it is found to be L, then there is increment in the value of count, and if it is not found, then second character will be checked, and after that third, then fourth, then up to so on, and all 11 characters will be checked for the condition letter is equal to L or not. And finally we get the value of count, and that count value will be printed just after the for statement. You can easily see here print count letter is equal to found. So 3 letters found is our final answer. So that is an example of iterating through a string. Now I think the concept is very much clear to all of you. We just take a string here, and here we just want to find out that number of the letter or character is a part of that string or not. How many number of times that a letter or a character will be a part of that string after the execution of that loop. So using for loop, it is very simple to find out the number of characters that is a part of a string or not. So whatever be the final value of the count will be printed just after the execution of the first statement. So 3 will be our answer after the execution of that statement. So our answer will be 3 letters found. That is our answer. Now the second is string membership operator, membership test. So basically there are 2 operators, in and not in, which are membership operators. So you can easily see here A is a character, and we have to find out that A is a part of a string or not. So we just write A in program. Of course A is a part of the list of the string program here, so answer will be true. And if we just want to find out at not in battle, so we can easily see that at is also a part of a string battle. So our answer will be false here because at is a part of the battle. If it is not a part of the battle, then answer will be true. So you can easily see that these are the string membership test. If we want to find out the particular character or string is a part of the string or not, then we just use in and not in for that purpose. If it is found then in operator just give the value of true, and if it is found, then not in just give the value of false. It means just opposite to that of the in operator. So these are the some string membership test here. You can easily see it on your screen here. Next is built-in function to work with Python. So there are some built-in functions to work with Python. First of all, capitalize method. You can easily see here capitalize method, as the name suggests, capitalize method. So it returns a string where the first character is in uppercase. So if there is a string and you want to use capitalize method for that purpose, then capitalize method just return the string with first character in uppercase. So first of all, syntax is very simple. First of all, just write the name of the string, and then after put dot operator, and then capitalize method. And you can easily see that here capitalize method does not contain any parameter value, so no parameter value is here, and it will give you a result, and the result contain a string with first character as well, with first character in capital letter. So no parameter value is here. So let us take an example. Text hello comma and welcome to my world. This is a text, and we just write x is equal to text dot capitalize, and then just after the print statement is here, and we can easily see that is our output, hello and welcome to my world, in which h is in capital letter after the execution of that statement. Now there is very important point. What happens if the first character is a number? Try to execute it. Just write string 1 hello and welcome to my world, and just try to execute this program. It means just x is equal to text dot capitalize the second statement, and then after try to print the value of x, you will get the answer. Okay, that is our small program here, which shows that the functionality of the capitalize method. And concept is very simple. Capitalize method just return the value or return the string which contain first character is in capital letter. Next, Python string upper method. Python string upper method. So as the name suggests, upper method. So I think now you have some idea what will be going on. So let us take a string txt which contains a string. Let us take a variable txt which contains a string hello my friends, in which we can easily see that some characters are in small letter and some characters are in capital letters. So if we just write x is equal to txt dot upper, and then after we give a print statement, then all characters are in uppercase after the execution of that program. That is the use of upper method. So definition is very simple. The upper method returns a string where all characters are in uppercase and symbols and numbers are ignored, because these cannot be converted into uppercase. Only the letters, English alphabets can be converted. Only English alphabet will be converted into uppercase letters. So symbols and numbers are ignored if that is a part of that string. Let us try to execute this program. You can easily see here there is a program here, and that is the answer hello my friends, and you can easily see here all the characters are in uppercase. That is the output after the execution of that program. So that is our output. So just write the output here, hello my friends. You can easily see that is our output. Okay, can take any string, and always remember that if there are some special symbols or numbers that is a part of the string, then that are same after the execution of that statement, after the execution of that program, only the English alphabets will be converted in upper letter. So the upper method returns a string where all characters are in uppercase and symbols and numbers are ignored. That is the most important things. And syntax is very simple. Just write a string, after that put dot operator sign, and that after just write upper method. And there is no parameter values. Next is a lower method. So there is no parameter value here in upper method. This is also a very important point. Next, lower method. It is just opposite to that of upper method. It means all characters will be in lowercase after the execution of that method. So there is a string text hello my friends, in which you can easily see that some characters are in lowercase letter and some are in uppercase letter. So we just write execute.txt.lower method, and then a print statement is there. So all characters will be converted into a lowercase. So let us try to execute this program, and it is just opposite to that of the upper method. So just execute this program. You can easily see here that is our output, hello my friends, and you can easily see here all characters are in lowercase letter now. So lower is just opposite to that of the upper method. Hello my friends is the answer, in which all letters are in small. All small letters are here. You can easily see here. Definition and uses. The lower method returns a string where all characters are lowercase. Syntax is very simple, and if there are symbols and numbers, then they are ignored. And syntax is very simple. Just write string, after that put dot operator sign, and then after lower method, and there is no parameter value. Our next method is Python string index method. This method is already discussed in terms of string, in terms of list in our previous video, and this is also used for string. And this is a method which basically used to find out the index position of a character here. So you can easily see here there is a small program, and in this program txt is a variable which contain a string hello welcome to my world, and x is equal to txt.index welcome. We have to find out the position of the welcome in this string. Okay, always remember that space is also considered as a part of string. So hello contain 5 character, then after comma sign is there, so 6 character, after that space, so 7th character. So location of welcome will be 8 when we count, when we just start counting from 1, when as we know that counting always start from 0 here. So what will be our answer? Answer will be 7. 8th position means 7th index value, because counting always start from 0. So H is at 0 position, E 1, L 2, second L 3, then O 4, comma 5, space 6, and welcome at is at 7th position. So answer will be 7. So basically index method just find out the index position, index value of a particular character or a particular string. It can apply both for a character as well as for string. Here you can easily see here where to find out the index position of a welcome, and the first character is W. So whatever is the first character of a string, the index position, that index position is the answer of that method of that method. So definition uses the index method find the first character of the specified value, first occurrence first occurrence of the specified values, and if welcome appears more than 2 times, then it will check the first occurrence of the specified value, first occurrence of the welcome in that case. And the index method raises an exception if the value is not found. So there is an error if the value is not found here. And the index method is almost same as the find method. The only difference is that find method returns -1 if the value is not found. So there is another method named the find method, which also work like index method, but there is only a simple difference between index method and find method. If the value is not found in a particular string using index method, then there is a error. But using find method, if the string is not found in a particular string, or a character is not found in a particular string, then minus will be the answer. So that is the basic difference between find and index method. So if the string or the character is not found, or we can say that a substring or a character is not found in a particular string, then find method gives you a value -1, and index method will give a value, will raise an error in that case. So that is the basic difference between find and index. Rest all things are same regarding to find and index method. You can also use find method to find out the index or index value or the position of a character in a particular string. Now that is the syntax. Syntax is very simple. First of all, we just write string, then after put dot operator, and then just index, and then value, comma, start, comma, end. So there are 3 parameters value in it: value, start, and end. Value is the required, the value search for. Then there is the start and end. These are the 2 different parameters value, and both of them are optional. Start values where to search where to start the search. Default is 0, and end where to end the search, and default is to the end of the string. It means -1. These are the start, and these are the 2 parameters start and end, which are optional. So if you want to find out a particular index value in a string, then you can also specify start and end value. And if it is not specified, then by default it is 0 and -1 respectively. Its start value is 0 and end value is -1. Means last character, up to the last character. So if you want to find out a string, or if we find out a substring for position of a substring or index position of a substring or a character in a string, then we also use start and end parameters. If a string is long, then we restrict our search in a particular area using start and end parameters values. So here is a small example. Here you can easily see here text hello welcome to my world. This is a string, and we have to find out the position of E here, and we can see here E appears hello as well as in welcome. So E appears 2 times here. So we just find out the print x, give the statement print x, then first occurrence of the E is our answer. It means 1 is our answer, because Counting always start from 0, so H is at 0 position and E position of E will be in that case 1, so our answer is 1. But if we want to find out the position of position of E, character E in the string hello world, hello welcome to my world, in a particular range, then you can also specify the particular range using start and end parameters values. So let us try to execute this program and let us check what is the output here. You can easily see here. Let's save the program. 1 is the answer. Okay, the output will be 1 in that case, because it returns the index value of first occurrence of E, that which is at second position, second character of the hello welcome to my world string. That is the answer in this case. So you have to give at least one parameter value in index method. Now that is the second case here. Text welcome to my world, same string here, but now here start and end values are also given. You can see here start value is 5 and end value is 10 here. So we restrict our search between 5 and 10, and in which 5 is included but 10 is not included in that case. Always remember that. So we start searching from 5 and it goes up to the 9th index position. Okay, now we will find out the value of X. In this case output is different when we compare to the previous case, because here we restrict our string between the range 5 and 10. So fifth character is comma. So just after that comma we have to find the character E. At 6th position space is there, at 7th position W is there, at 8th position E is there, and we have to find out the E. Welcome. And at 9th position L is there, and at 10th position C is there. So that is our range. So let us try to execute this program and check what is the output. This is our answer. 8 will be the answer in this case. Because E found at 8 positions between the range 5 and 10. Now if we want to find out the position of C, then what is the answer? What is our answer? Let us check. Error is there because C is found at 10th position here, and 10 is not included. 10 is not included. in the range. 10 is excluded in the range, as I told you earlier. Okay, so answer is there. Now let us try to check the position of comma here. You know that the index position of comma is 5. So let us check it. Just run the program here. Answer is 5. So it means start position is included but end position is not included in case of searching, and we have to find out the index position of index value of a character or a string or a substring in a particular string here. So that is the logic behind it. Now I think the concept is very much clear to all of you, how to find out a index position of a particular character or a substring in a string. Always remember that start value is included in this case but end value is excluded. So that is the concept of find out index position with the start and end value. You can do some more examples regarding to index position, as you can see here, which give you a clear cut idea about how index method works. So try to find out different character in different range. This gives you a clear cut idea about the index method. Okay. Now as far as find method is concerned, if the value is not found, the find method returns -1. That is a big difference between index and find method. Rest all things are same between find and index method, but the find method just returns -1 if the value is not found here. And you can easily see here that is a small program which contain find method and index method, and here we just check the appearance of q using find method and index method. Q is not part of that string. Hello, welcome to the world. So using find method, it will give you a minus value -1, and using index method there is an error message. Okay, just try to check the, you can easily see that -1 and then error, substring not found. That is our output. Value error, substring not found. This is our output. Using find method we get value -1, and using index method we get and value error, substring not found. That is our output here. You can easily see that value error, substring not found. So this is all about of today's lecture. Now I hope you are able to understand the different methods used in string in our in our next lecture we will discuss some more functions or built-in functions or method regarding to string. So thanks for watching this video.